In April 2024, Dubai announced the construction of Phase 2 of Al Maktoum Airport. With a projected capacity of between 160 and 250 million passengers a year, the airport would easily be the world's busiest. In this video, we are going to try to answer two questions. First, what is the likelihood of the Al Maktoum Airport expansion going forward? And secondly, what would be the airport's impact on property prices and the city as a whole? The UAE currently has 6 international airports: in Al Ain, Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, and 2 in Dubai, Dubai International and Phase 1 of Al Maktoum International. Looking at the country's 2 largest airports, Dubai International and Abu Dhabi International, we see significant access capacity. Dubai International is capable of handling 120 million passengers a year. However, as of 2023, is welcoming less than 90 million passengers. That equates to access capacity of 30 million passengers, or 33%. Similarly, Abu Dhabi International has a passenger capacity of 45 million passengers, but only handles 23 million as of 2023. That equates to access capacity of 22 million, or almost 100%. Combining these statistics, we have access capacity of more than 50 million passengers, on top of actual passenger numbers of around 110 million. That's 50% extra capacity, which is already available and unused. The new Al Maktoum Airport expansion would be located in between both existing airports, or around 70 kilometers from Abu Dhabi International and 40 kilometers from Dubai International, and could thus easily serve both cities. While the planned expansion of Al Maktoum Airport has been in the news, we shouldn't forget that the airport already has an operating runway, a cargo terminal, and even a budget passenger terminal. The existing passenger terminal has welcomed passenger flights for more than 10 years now, since 2013, and a capacity of 5 to 7 million passengers annually. Actual passenger numbers in 2023, however, were just 460,000, equating to access capacity of 900%. What about growth in passenger numbers? Could it be that passenger traffic is rising fast enough to justify Al Maktoum's expansion, despite existing access capacity? Looking at numbers for 2023, we see that air traffic has returned to pre-pandemic levels. Nonetheless, Dubai's passenger numbers are still below the all-time record seen in 2018. Similarly, while Abu Dhabi International has seen remarkable growth in passenger numbers to around 23 million in 2023, this number is still below the all-time peak of 24.5 million passengers in 2016. And if we look closely, that's not just a COVID-related issue. 2019 saw lower passenger numbers at both airports than in previous years. Here are 2 reasons for that. First, both airports are hubs for Emirates and Etihad respectively. The aviation industry is slowly moving away from the hub-and-spoke model and towards more direct flights, flown by smaller, more fuel-efficient aircraft. In other words, we are moving away from the large Airbus A380 and Boeing 747 and towards the smaller Airbus A350 and Boeing 787. Direct flights such as Qantas's London to Perth route are replacing connecting flights via Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Secondly, we are seeing increased competition by Qatar Airways with its Doha hub. And the recently founded Riyadh Air in Saudi Arabia is similarly going to vie for international connecting passengers. In fact, Doha Airport is currently undergoing expansion, increasing capacity from 50 to 70 million passengers a year. And Saudi Arabia just announced the commencement of expansion works at Riyadh Airport, which will increase capacity by around 90 million passengers from 30 million today to 120 million in 2030. Given this level of competition and the industry trend towards direct flights, it is difficult to see where future passenger growth in the UAE is supposed to come from. Abu Dhabi's hub airline Etihad, for example, massively scaled down in recent years, in part due to bad investments in other airlines, but also due to oversaturation in the market for international connecting flights. In an attempt to fill its largely vacant airport, Abu Dhabi's government founded a local joint venture with Hungarian ultra-low-cost carrier Wizz Air. With Wizz Air Abu Dhabi, you can fly for as little as $60 one way, including taxes and fees, to Athens, Greece, for example. Only time will tell whether that's enough to fill the airport over time. Unbeknownst to many, the expansion of Al Maktoum Airport was already announced more than 10 years ago. Nothing about this is recent news. Back in 2017, Dubai's government already awarded construction contracts for the $33 billion expansion. Lots of renders and master plans were made public, and if you look closely at satellite images, you can even spot foundation works for the terminals. All that was back in 2017. Works were halted and abandoned due to slow passenger growth and excess capacity at the existing Dubai and Abu Dhabi airports. It is difficult to see how the situation back in 2017 is any different to today. Despite these circumstances, we should keep in mind that Dubai and the UAE are not necessarily bound by business cases. In some ways, it really doesn't matter whether a project makes financial sense on its own. Dubai's leadership tends to value prestige and long-term oriented image projects more than short-term gains. The airport upgrade may not be financially optimal on its own, but could further elevate how travelers see the city, and thus lead to positive investments in other sectors of the economy. Is the recent announcement of Al Maktoum's expansion supposed to simply scare off rival cities from expanding their airports? Or is it a serious proposal to further raise the prestige of the city? While we can't definitively answer these questions, we can assess what the airport's impact would be on Dubai's economy and property prices. Part 2. Impact on property prices. As was to be expected, real estate agents and developers didn't waste a second to use the recent news to further hype properties surrounding the airport. According to developers and property sellers, neighborhoods such as Expo City, Dubai South, Ema South, Azizi Venice, and Discovery Dunes should now be worth more. Looking at this logically, yes, a large international airport certainly adds convenience. However, it is also the source of massive noise pollution, particularly in a place like Dubai where planes start and land around the clock without restrictions. Just have a look at the traffic info at Dubai International, where flights start and land around the clock. The website noisemap.com allows us to see the noise pattern around Dubai Airport. The affected areas are among the most affordable in the city, and definitely not in high demand by foreign investors. Logically, airport expansion should lead to lower property prices within several kilometers of the new airport, and only benefit prices of properties further away. Even then, it is questionable whether the new airport would significantly benefit prices in some neighborhoods over others. When we look at the post-pandemic price boom in Dubai's real estate market, neighborhoods closer to Dubai International did not experience higher price growth than areas further away, such as Blue Waters Island and Palm Jumeirah. If you think about it, the argument brought forward by agents and developers almost seems bizarre. In no other world city, from Los Angeles to London, is proximity to the local airport a major selling point. would you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars extra to be 20 minutes closer to an airport, rather than being closer to the city center, the beach, a golf course, or a large mall? Back in 2017, when the world still made sense, properties launched in Dubai South and EMA South were targeting the affordable housing market, with developments such as Mag 5 Boulevard and the Expo townhouses by EMA being the lowest priced properties in their respective categories at the time. The Expo townhouses, for instance, were launched below 1 million dirham. It is only today that we are seeing luxury projects such as Discovery Dunes and South Bay being launched close to the airport, and agents and developers arguing that being closer to the airport is an advantage. Expo City is a great example of this. The apartments and villas launched here are pricey on a per square foot basis. Yet if you look at the airport's master plan, those developments would likely be among the worst affected in terms of noise pollution. Just look at how close two of the runways are to Expo City. When we confronted agents with this information, all they told us is that the master plan was from 2017 and is supposedly different now. Yet if we look closely at one of the most recently released renderings, we still see the exact same runways in the same locations. With 5 runways in total, where else should they be located? It is moments like these that make you wonder why, as a buyer, you would even ask for advice from a Dubai agent on off-plan properties. All some of them do is make up excuses to sell you the latest off-plan properties to earn their 4 to 5% commission. We at the Dubai Navigator provide the city's only professional 100% independent real estate advice. We are not agents, we don't sell property, and we've never earned commissions from any real estate seller. All we do is analyze the market based on demand and supply data so that you can make better investment decisions. Check out our website thedubainavigator.com for our premium advisory services. We also offer all-inclusive relocation services to Dubai that include all aspects from exiting your home country in a tax-efficient manner to setting up UAE businesses and securing your visa. Book a free consultation with us today on our website thedubainavigator.com. Thank you for watching.